In this video, we are going to create this below form page using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Let's open the VS Code. In the right side corner, we can see form.html, form.js, style.css. For creating any file, you have to click new file, type any name.html, type any name.js, type any name.css. I have already created form.html. Let's see one by one. Why we are using doc type HTML? This tells the browser this is an HTML5 version document. It helps the browser know how to read the content. That's why we are using doc type HTML. After that we have HTML root element which has language English because we are using English language in this HTML file. After that we have head tag. Head tag is used for backend area where we put info about the page, not what users sees directly. That means users cannot see it directly. That's why we are always having every backend information inside this head tag. That's why we are giving all the meta information about this HTML document inside a head tag. The meta charset UTF-8 is nothing but this ensures all characters like letters, symbols, emojis, etc. display correctly. That's why we are using meta character set UTF-8. After that we have meta name, viewport, content with device initial scale 1. Why are we giving this? Because this makes sure your page looks good on all screen sizes like phones, tablets, laptops, etc. After that we have title tag. Inside this title tag I am typing form document because why I have given the form document because we are using form page, right? We are creating a form page, so that's why I am giving form document. Mm, where this title display, because this title displayed in the browser tab. Let's open with File server. Let's see that. You can see the browser tab has form document, the name as form document. Let's go back to VS Code. After that we have link tag. Link tab is used to link the external CSS with this form.html. Because my external CSS name is style.css, that's why I am giving href as style.css. After head tag we have body tag. Inside that body tag we have form tag. What is meant by form tag? Form tag is nothing but if you want to create any form in HTML, you need to create a form tag. And in this video we are going to create a form web page. That's why we are using form tag. Inside this form tag we have these many elements. Let's be one by one. First, inside that form tag we have id. Why we use id instead of class? Because ids are unique. You cannot use same id for every elements, but you can use same class for every elements. That's why ids are unique. ID is also an attribute. In HTML, an attribute is extra information added to a tag to control its behavior, set values, or define properties. ID is also used for styling in CSS. It is also used for manipulate content using JavaScript. That's what ID is used for. Let's see what is label, why we are using label. Label in general terms, label is known as naming or name. That is what label means in general meaning. In HTML also, label tag is used to define a name for an input element. It improves accessibility, especially for screen readers, and enhances click behavior for users. That's what name label tag is used for. Let's see, for example, let's go to browser. You can see the first name. It is the label. It is the name of these test bots. Near this first name we have test bots area. This is the input field we are going to use. This is the input tag is used for. Let's see what is input tag. Let's go back to VS Code. In HTML, input tag is used to create interactive controls in a form where users can enter data. That's what input tag is used for. Input tag is nothing but you can give any values or assign any values to it inside that test box area. That's what input tag is used for. Input tag is also a self-closing tag. It doesn't have any end tag. It only has start tag. That's what input tag is. Inside this input tag we have type equal to test. Type is nothing but an attribute. We have test. Why we are using test? Because first name contains test. Because first name only has test, no numbers, no symbols, etc. That's why we are using test. After that we can see inside the label for attribute. The for attribute denotes what we are using. That's why we are giving first name. The fourth attribute in the label also match with the ID of the label, ID of the input, sorry. It should be matched with it because we are going to use the same for, we are using, why we are using for, because we are indicating the first name. In ID we are used to style in CSS and used to manipulate the ID using JavaScript. That's why we need to give the ID and for as same name, so it denotes what label we are using. That's what we use that. After that we have same for the last name, same type as text. Let's see, email label. Email, we have label as email, for also email, ID also email. Why the input type is email? Why we are giving email instead of text? Because email has uppercase, lowercase, symbols, numbers in it. That's why we are giving type as email, not as text. After that we have skills. Inside the skills we have input type as checkbox. Why we are giving checkbox? Let's see about it. Checkbox is nothing but a section asking the user to tick any option they have. In this, we have option as skills and value has Java, C++, Python. Each option is a checkbox, so you can pick more than one. Let, let's see an example. Let's go back to browser using 5 server. You can see we have Java, C++, Python. The skill is nothing but a label for it. We can click any two of them or any three, all three of them. That's what checkbox is used for. Let's go back to VS Code. After checkbox, we have label gender. Inside the label gender, we have input type radio. In radio or radio buttons, users pick only one option, either male or female. Since radio buttons allow just one choice per group. If we have given this name for the gender as same name for both male and female. If we change the value as gender 1, let's go back to browser. I have given separate name for both of it, so it will be considered same group, so you can select both of them, but I need to select only one. So instead of I am giving a different name, you can give the same name. Why I am giving same name? Because it will be considered one, it will be considered as one group and it will be considered as another group, so you can only select any one of them. See, let's go back to VS Code. After that we have label comment. The command bots or bots where users can type a longer message. Command bots is used to type a longer message like a feedback form. So I am giving a row equal to 3 because I need extra space for typing a command. Let's go back to browser. See this. We have enough space to write a command. That's why we are giving row equal to 3. Let's go back to VS Code. After that, we have label, select your country, and select ID equal to dropbox and option as well. Let's see what is select tag and option tag is all about. In HTML, select tag creates a drop down menu in a form. It helps the users to choose one or sometimes multiple options from a list. That's why we use select tag. Inside that select tag we have option tag. Option tag is used inside the select tag to define choices in the drop down. That's what option tag is all about. Let's go and see in the browser. Let's open with 5 server. You can see select your country. This is the label for drop down menu, and we have drop down values like select India, USA, UK. These are the option inside the option value inside it, inside the select tag. Let's go back to VS Code. After that we have button. We have button tag. Button tag is used to create a button. We have submit and cancel button. Submit button is to save or process the form. Cancel button is used to for clear the form or exit the form. That's what cancel button is all about. We have type equal to button. Why we using type? Because type equal to button because means they won't automatically submit the form. You will control what they do using JavaScript. That's why we are using type equal to button. That means we can manipulate the button using JavaScript. We are denoting this is the button type, not any other type. That's why we are using type equal to button. After that we have end tag of form. Then we have div tag. Let's see about it. This div tag is empty because we are going to showcase a table after submitting the form. That's what this div tag is all about. That's why we are giving id equal to table container in order to create a table. After div tag, we have script tag. Script tag is at like link tag which connects external CSS with our form.html. Likewise, in script tag, you can connect external JS with our form.html using source attribute. Script tag also used as inline script also. We can also use script tag for inline JavaScript statements. After that, we have end tag of body, end tag of HTML. That's it.